Who wants to ride a sled with stock graphics? Not us. Use SledSend 4 for 20% off a discount on Arctic FX graphics. They'll bring your vision to life with hundreds of designs and endless customization options. Your sled will stand out whether you're on the trail or in the backcountry. So hit the link in the description and customize your wrap and use SledSend 4 for 20% off at checkout.
Good to go. Awesome. SledSend listeners, welcome back to the next episode. We are still at Haydays and we are chilling in the Logan Coach trailer. Shout out to Nate from Zebros who let us set up in here because it's a little loud next to the motocross track. So yeah, this episode we've got Kobe, we've got Shay, and then we've got some random dude named, I think his name's Smasher.
Smashley.
I think Jeff just called you the uncle of SledSend.
Uncle of SledSend. I mean,
Smasher. Dude, what's up, man?
What up, G's?
How are you?
What's up, brother? I'm good. Long time no see, dude.
Yeah. I think this is, when you came to the office, we did
2 years ago.
Yeah, we did 3 episodes?
3, yeah.
We did 3 of them,
We
didn't
did.
we?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
2.
No, it's 3.
No, it's 3.
It was,
Was
yeah,
it 3?
3?
So this is number 4 with you, dude.
Every time you say episode, dude, I just go straight to Dr. Dre. Go to a new episode.
Because you're a G, dog.
I'm gonna come up with a song from him. Yeah.
So let's just jump right into the biggest topic, which is Iron Dog, right? So you competed in that last year.
Yep.
You did it the year before as
An ambassador. Yep,
right?
yep.
And so this time you were
A pro. And I got my vet status. So I'm considered a vet pro.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. So, okay. So lead us through that entire process from like signing up for it, traveling back and forth to Alaska several times, even prior to the race. Like, take us from the start.
Had to find a partner. Dustin from Climb helped me with that. Got in touch with Eric Christensen from Polaris. He's worked at Polaris for 31 years. Basically begged him to be my partner. Like, I wanted to do this. I didn't want to skip a year. Once he committed, we paid, and off to the races. Todd Palin up there in Alaska offered to help me. I got a sled from another racer, Ashley Wood. She sold me her last year's sled. I bought that from her, got it over to Todd's. Todd helped me, so I think I made 5 trips up there, start building the sled, and basically he'd tell me what to do and help me as much as he could, but it was a lot of work. Disassemble the sled, caulk the whole tunnel, put a new stator in, which that was a real treat if you get the chance to do that. Definitely do it.
No, thanks. No.
I'll pass.
Lights, GPS, studding the track, going through the whole rear skid, putting Loctite on stuff, lots of Loctite on everything.
Yeah.
And then you take like one of those markers, you mark the bolts so you can tell if they're loosening or anything.
Spinning.
Ashley Wood and her boyfriend Rob let us store our sleds at their house, and they actually helped with us, tightening up and finishing up the last little bits and pieces. Just a lot of work. I figure we got about 100 hours into my sled.
Okay.
From the wrap, let alone this year Jordan. I'm going to fly him, or actually he's going to fly himself up and install it for me. Oh. He doesn't know yet, so Jordan.
Jordan from Arctic FX?
Yeah. He's going to come up.
Hell yeah.
He doesn't know it yet.
He doesn't know it yet.
I love how he goes, he's.
So built the sled, rode it a couple 100 miles, tinkered around with some shocks, and off to the races, man. Put some SLP skis on it. Shocks are like the biggest thing. Like if you don't have good shocks, it was miserable.
Yeah.
I was miserable.
Yeah. So the race starts and 2,500 miles.
2,500 miles.
And 7 days.
8.
8 days.
First day you go to McGrath. Second day you go to Unacleat, which that's the longest day. I think it's 435 miles of just pure fun. Just smooth. It's amazing. And then from Unifleet, you go to Kotzebue to Nome, and then back you go Nome to either Galena or Ruby. And that's a long day there. And then from Ruby to McGrath, and McGrath to Whiskey Bravo home.
Okay, so what was there a day in particular that was like
the first day,
absolute worst?
First day.
Okay, I take that. Well, first day we were second to last because we didn't get in the early bird. So if you're an early bird when you sign up, then that means you get to draw a spot.
Okay.
If not, you basically get left over. Like they get to go first, then you're left to pick whatever's left. Like you go and pick a number, and you get to basically, you're left with crap.
Yeah.
So we were second to last, which we ended up being dead last until we got to the South Fork, and then there was teams that had some issues, and we passed them. But that was a bad day. We had one day where it was 8 hours of just pure whiteout. Couldn't see more than, I would say, 30 feet. And it was myself, the Carroll team, and my partner basically just stared at a GPS for 8 hours, and it was just completely white out. You see little tusket heads, which is just a tundra that would come out of the ground. You might see a little brown spot from weeds or bushes or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was miserable. Blowing 50, I would say anywhere between 30 and 50 miles an hour from your right side. So, you're just struggling to keep the sled straight. And you can't see bumps, dips, creeks, whatever the hell's out there. Mm-hmm. And you're just going in a straight line. At one time I stopped and had asked Chris Carroll, the dad, I said, are you a little scared? Because I'm pretty terrified right now. Like, we're going into the abyss. And he was like, hey, dude, you're on the same line I'm on. Just keep going. We'll get there.
Yeah.
So 8 hours later, 9 hours, we pulled into Sellewick. Tired. It was dark. And we still had, I don't remember how a long ways to go. Possibly 100 miles.
Yeah. So you were telling, I think it was last night, you were telling a story that you were on a trail following other people, but it was, I think it was at night, and you just like out of your peripherals, you saw something kind of black and moving.
Coming back from Nome, you're out on the ocean. You basically get out on the ocean for a while, and you're just following. It looks like just one track, but there's probably been 10 sleds that have gone by, but they all stick to one trail, so it looks like one sled. And so we're going. It was daytime, and out of the corner of my eye, like I see something moving. And you're concentrating so hard on the trail because there's chunks of ice that stick up, and you hit one of those, it'll go through your tub or rip off a ski, and you're trying to go as fast but as careful as you can. So I kind of glanced, and I was like, what the hell? And it was the ocean. It's just the ocean. And I can't tell you exactly. It was close enough that I could see it, that it made me feel uncomfortable. And I was thinking, am I following this?
I could see it.
Am I following, 10 other sleds that they all just bloop, 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 like dominoes? Yeah. See monkey D, see monkey D, yeah. And so I knew that land was to my left, but you can't see it. So you just kept following it.
Yeah.
And don't stop.
Yeah.
And every time you'd see like really blue ice, or you might see a little slush, but it's just slush. But to me, man, I don't know how deep is that. Yeah. Yeah.
How deep is that?
Yeah.
Go really fast in case you do hit water, I guess.
So you're talking about a lot of things that are happening, with the weather and the sled and the snow conditions and all this stuff. What's going on in the helmet when you're going through these things? Like
he was telling us, his beard in his mouth, beard everywhere.
Just trying to stay focused.
in your mind, in your mindset, right?
As focused as you possibly can, because you'll find yourself dazing off. You're like, because you'll be like nice and smooth, but that's when it catches you.
Sure. About wreck or
when
something.
You're going. I've talked to a lot of the pro, the top guys, and stay focused, pay attention, because man, stuff comes up quick.
Oh, I bet.
And you think 60, 70 miles an hour, when you're that far out, you screw up and you break something, it's miserable to fix when it's that cold. Yeah. And I wrecked 3 times. 3 times I ate crap, and it's scary. It is, and it happens so quick. So in the helmet, I'm just trying to stay. There's times where you're just like, oh my God, like, oh, this is never going to end. And I always just try and tell myself, It's another day. You just got to keep going. It's going to end. It will end. It will end. Just keep going.
Were you at any point like fighting some serious demons in your mind? Like,
Yeah. 22 miles of whoops out of Unacleat going to Caltag. It was like 22 miles of 4-foot whoops. And, and Eric had broken a torsion spring, so we were having to go slow. So there's no reason for me to go fast and try and skip over him and destroy myself and my sled.
Yeah.
So you're going and like your head and your shoulders and
Up
just
and
the sound of the it just
Sounds like some of my riding zones coming out of.
yeah.
Then you got your like 4-foot moguls.
Yes. And on a mountain sled it's miserable, but on these sleds, man, the abuse you can put these things through are incredible.
yeah.
But that was there was a number of times. I mean, seriously, you're just like, what the hell? This is never going to end. And you're looking, and I try and not ever look at the mileage. Because then you start thinking, okay,
yep.
we got 30 more miles or 50 more miles or 100 miles or 300 miles.
Yeah.
You've gone farther and looked down and you're like, I've gone 10 miles.
And it's
More-
crazy
more
as it sounds. I say this a lot. But now doing it twice, like I can see certain spots of the trail where I'm like, oh, this is gonna be miserable. I know it's gonna be
Yeah, it's gonna be miserable.
but you know how far you are. Like my first year, you had no idea. Like I was just oblivious. Like we've been on the sleds for 15 hours and we're still going. Last year, I'm like, okay, we did this in 12 hours, and so on and so forth. So, yeah.
How do you guys go so far without with fuel? What's your fuel situations?
There's a checkpoint every. Oh, I think 90 miles is the farthest. 90 miles is the farthest, and you have your auxiliary fuel tanks. And, excuse me.
That's the door.
Excuse me.
Yeah, and so 90 miles. So you just fill up.
Is that
auxiliary
with your
tanks.
auxiliary tanks?
Yeah. And that was on the way back, and I went through all that fuel.
And how many gallons is that?
5 extra gallons.
5 extra.
Yeah.
Dying, bro.
Freaking
Haydays is gonna kill me.
After my podcast, you could die, but right now,
Right now,
Smash your side.
right now, it's about me.
Together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull it together.
So 90 miles. A lot of them are 50 miles, and that's always nice too, because when you come to a checkpoint, you're like, oh, we're there, we made it, and so that always feels good. And the villagers are awesome. You're like a rock star to them. They just want to see you and hang out, and they just want to see you.
Yeah.
How's the trail? How's it going? Love your sled.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're here at Haydays, and I'm standing here with Dayton from Albany Lodge, and he's going to tell you a little bit about what they have to offer.
Hey guys, so we're a certified Polaris Adventures outfitter located in Albany, Wyoming. We have 13 cabins and 9 hotel rooms. We offer a fleet of sleds in the winter for rent as well as in the summer of side-by-sides. If you guys are looking to do something a little bit different, we offer guiding, fishing guides, all of the above. At the end of the day, get dirty, get tired, stop in the bar and grab a drink, get bites to eat, have a good time.
Heck yeah, and be sure to use SledSend 4 for 15% off the lodging and their entire rental fleet, whether you're here for the winter to ride sleds or in the summer for side-by-side.
Keep going. Yeah.
Keep going.
That's got to
when you
be.
get-
Keep going. That's gotta be nice to hear.
Yeah.
When you get done for the day and you get to the house or wherever you're staying for that night, are you just so smoked that you lay your head down and you're done, or are you still like
You are.
contemplating and in your head thinking about stuff? Or
Yeah, you get the rest of the riders, you sitting around talking about their day and crap that happened, but you're so hungry. You were just starving beyond, like, it's crazy how hungry you are. But you usually sit around and your body will start to tighten up, and I try to take a shower every night, maybe sometimes in the morning just to loosen up. But yeah, you're smoked, but you can't just go to bed. You have to eat and stay hydrated. Hydration is huge. Every stop, every checkpoint, you get a water, every single checkpoint. And it's usually kind of warm. I don't drink the Powerade or Gatorades, nothing with sugar, just straight water.
So on the return of this, how often are you out there for pee stops on this thing?
You go as long and as hard as you can until you're like, oh my God, oh God.
That's gotta happen.
I mean,
It's gotta
seriously.
happen.
I mean, and you're trying to get, through your gear to get the man out, and you're
And it's
just,
cold up there, bro.
yeah, but your adrenaline's pumping, dude. You're just
don't
focused
care.
on not leaking in your suit, man.
Yeah.
For me, that's just me. Like, I would just pull over and say, like, oh my Lord, dude. Like, you try and pee like when you're right after you fuel, you just go down the road a little bit and you pull over and pee real quick and go.
Does your partner stop with you and pee, or like stop? Does it stop
usually
wait
the
for
lead-
you and
yeah.
then you guys go together?
Usually the lead guy, because we didn't have radio, so Eric pretty much just peed whenever I peed him, and he might have stopped once in a while.
He
but,
peed whenever I peed.
Yeah,
It's time.
yeah. It's if you had radios, I guess hey, I gotta pee. So yeah,
That's just a question I had. I'm like, well, you can't just sit on that thing forever.
Yeah.
yeah. And the other one, you just don't. You just wait till you get to your stop
Yeah.
and you take care of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
'cause
would be
that would.
miserable
I mean, to
in
think
itself.
about taking off all your clothes and trying to do that out there.
But you haven't like
No,
went into a village and had some bad
dude,
had
don't
some
say
bad
that. Don't,
cabbage or something,
I've,
and then-
I've thought about that in. Oh my
cabbage
God, it
and
would
elk
be-
caribou or something, and then you just
I don't know if you could keep going. Like seriously.
yeah. These are serious questions. I mean, these are sometimes there's things that break on your snowmobile, but your body doesn't always perform well. I know.
No, and you just pray to God. Like you just pray to God because that could make things miserable.
Yes,
Oh, I
it
bet.
would.
I
Yes,
don't-
it
I
would.
don't know. I don't know what you would do.
Gotcha.
Well, let's
Well,
we
I
don't
hope
have to
that you
find
don't.
out.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope you don't find out.
If it does, I'm coming to your house.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I want to hear about it first.
Yeah.
What's the average temperature?
It was warm this year. I don't know what the average was, but
Days, nights. I mean, high, low.
it got cold at nights on
Is
the
it
Yukon
like
River. It was cold on the Yukon
negatives at
River.
night?
Yeah, on the Yukon, I think it got negative, but I don't think we got below -10. I don't think we ever got below -10, which the year before we were -30 plus the wind chill plus the sled, so we were around 70 or 80 below.
Screw that.
It was cold. Like I thought, I was like, we're gonna die out here. This is this is too cold. This is. And I was talking to Ryan and Chris, one of the other teams that ran it, and they went up to a graph that was 50 below, and that's scary temperatures. That's where
Yeah.
you lose digits or die
quick.
Yeah,
Phew.
real quick.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Cheapers.
And you're crazy enough that you're going to do it again this next season.
man, I want that top 10. I want that top 10.
that.
So how did you finish last year?
We got 14th out of 24.
Dang.
So
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay. We could have got 13th.
He goes, I mean, it was okay.
We could honestly.
You're not
we-
first or last.
We had some big mistakes being, rookie racers. We screwed up.
So what are some of those mistakes going into next season that now that you've made them that you're going to change?
No, I know the course now more. I'll know when they say, you're going into Whiskey Bravo instead of.
So it's the exact same route every year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for the most part.
Okay.
There'll be you go a different way to Kotzebue. You can go left one time and right the next time. So this year we'll be going left. Where you get fuel, what stops I have to go to and don't have to go to, where it's just a express checkpoint where you don't have to get fuel. You just basically, as you go by, you just wave so that they know, and they just kind of, so that they know. What was the other? We left Kotzebue and we got some bad intel out of Kotzebue that there was a bad creek crossing and people were scratching because of it, and that was BS. So we spent basically, 7 hours going all the way around. So that cost us couple of bad stucks. My partner got stuck a few times. That cost us placing, taking off on the finish, and just time management. Stopping to take a picture. You're racing. Like, that was dumb of me. Putting my GoPro on. So things like that this year. Basically, I'll just start the GoPro and it'll just run. I won't stop. It'll just run. And when it dies, and then I'll edit it out or whatever. So those are the big ones. We had one that in the rider meeting they told us not to go this one way, and so I blew right by it, and my partner stopped there thinking that was the way we needed to go, and so I probably went 12, 15 minutes in front of him, and then waited another 10 minutes, and he wasn't there. I was like, oh, something's wrong, so I had to go all the way back, and then he was like, we got to go this way, and I'm like, no, we got to go that way. So then we went back that way. So there's 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You just messed right there. And then you figure stucks. On the way there was, I think he got stuck 3 times or whatever. So you figure there's 2 hours. And when you get those sleds stuck, it's miserable.
No, I'm sure.
And then when you start sweating, and you got
It's even more miserable.
Yeah.
What was the time separation between 13, 14?
Well, we were really close, and then not so close. So I want to say 30 minutes. We were 30 minutes, but right before that, we were basically in 13th. But when the guy sunk his sled out of Rome, out of Rome, the guy sunk his sled. Right there, we should have gone back to the checkpoint and said time. Hey, someone fell, but we wasted time going back and forth. So that there's another hour. So we lost 13th basically right there.
And this is all time driven, right?
Yes.
It's not just like based off the Iron Dog for people that aren't familiar, right? Like people take off at different times,
Yep.
right? And it's not necessarily who finishes first, but it's the time intervals within that race.
Correct. Once you get to Whiskey Bravo, the lead team leaves first. So everybody's held over at Whiskey Bravo. That's a holdover. So everybody gets held over there, and then all the times are calculated, and then the leader leaves first. So this year there was 2 teams, the top 2 teams. They were super close. But yes, the only time you can work on your sled is on the clock, unless you're on the trail. Like if we're going from checkpoint to checkpoint, we break something, we can fix it on the trail. You're just on the clock. Once you say you're off the clock, you can't touch your sled. You can look at your sled, you can lay down, you can look all the way around, you can get your tools ready, you can get parts ready, but you cannot touch a sled. As soon as you touch a sled, it's go time. And some of these guys are quicker than hell.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep, I mean, they're balls to the wall.
That'd be dope.
Nice. So going into this next season, you're saying that you're chasing the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are some of the companies that are helping you out with this? Because there's a couple of expenses that go into pulling something like this off, right? So who are some of the companies that are helping support you for this next season?
Climb, Arctic FX, Vogue, the boys at SledSend, SLP, Polaris. I got Nick Demo out of Reno, Nevada, Greg Dario out of Colorado, Colby Off-Road, they're out of Idaho, Twin Falls, and Tide Table Coffee, and they're out of Dillingham, Alaska. It's a guy out there that started his own coffee business out there, and he's supported me quite a bit now. Really good guy. Reno Rock is a company in Reno. One Call Hall and Wade Services, that's my brother out of Texas, his 2 companies, and they're supporting me. Nevada PT, my buddy that I went to college with, played basketball with, so on all my injuries, he's fixed my knee, my hips, my shoulders, ACL, MCL, and then of course my wife,
Your whole body.
my wife,
Absolutely.
so those are the main people that are picking me up and taking me,
Nice.
and I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the SledSend boys are going to be there at the finish line for you?
Dude, that would be
Could you imagine?
That would be
He'd be so wore out, but he'd be so
He'd
happy.
start crying if he's
I-
I'm gonna say yeah.
There was I had a lot of friends and people that I had no idea that just came to congratulate me. It's super cool. I mean, it's a feat.
Yeah.
And this year, I mean, not to say, man, I'm hoping for a top 10 with Austin being 18 years old and knowing his father and him just for the 1,000 miles and what we've talked about, and then the kid can ride. So I'm super excited. He's a great kid, and I think he'll push me, I'll push him, and it'll be nice because someone, he'll lead, I'll lead. But a top 10, it's going to be hard, man.
Sure.
Oh, you're doing it.
It only takes, thinking about last year, if we wouldn't have had some of those big screw ups, we could have been right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's all about time management, keeping your body together and your windshield. Like you break a windshield, now you're dealing with the cold air and you can't see if it's snowing. You get a blister on your thumb. Now you're thinking about that and not, riding. So there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm excited to see how you do.
Yeah, you guys better be watching.
2 questions. Do you have your next year's partner picked out yet?
Yeah, Austin Carroll.
That's who you
Okay.
said, that kid.
Secondly, what do you do after the race? Like, what's your
Yeah.
How do you decompress?
are you going to seek medical attention? Are you going
So
to a
this
bar?
year, unfortunately,
Going to
being
a
in
hotel
Alaska,
room, or-
I had no one to pick up my sled, so I had to ride it after I finished the Iron Dog to Todd Palin's house, and I'm worked, and Tyson Johnson, which is another another guy from Alaska that's won the Iron Dog, and he was like, well, I'll lead you over there. And of course, he takes off balls to the wall doing like 1,000,000 miles an hour, and
Like you didn't just do one of the hardest races in the world.
I was so miserable, and another lady and her husband, and I was just like, oh. So I get there and I unpack my sled and I just get in the car with my wife and kids and my son's girlfriend and just with all my gear, and they get me back to that bed Airbnb that we were at, and my wife just helped me get undressed and get in the shower, and literally I just kind of broke down. It kind of hits you that you win the Iron Dog, and my thumb was massive. The nail was coming off. My feet was hurt.
Yep.
My knee was swollen. I couldn't. My dad was there. His wife was there. So yeah, I just got in there. I just kind of sat there, and the banquet's that night.
Of the finish?
Yeah, of the finish. So my wife's like, hey, you got to get it together. We got to go. And
You're like, I just want to go to bed.
So we went to the.
Hey, it's Robin Cook with Truck Boss Decks. Just wanted to show off our 8-foot Truck Boss. It's 100% aluminum, made in America. You never have to take it off in the summertime. A year-round use, dry and secure storage underneath.
Yeah, absolutely. And be sure to use SledSend 4 on the website for 5% off to upgrade your adventure with Truck Boss Decks.
And we're back.
So did you get it together and go to the banquet?
Yeah, went to the banquet, and we were only there for, I think I had 1 beer, 2 beers maybe, and then my partner bought my wife and my son's girlfriend shots, and I'm like, hell no, we're out. Like
We're out.
I was done, man. I was so done, cooked.
Yeah.
So then we got back, and I think we got on the plane the next day. That was miserable.
Yeah.
Right back to reality, huh?
And I told my boss I'd be back to work the next day, and I went home in 2 days. I just laid in bed.
Yeah, I bet, dude.
And it's amazing. It's crazy to me that you push yourself for 8 days, and I didn't feel any soreness. Like I'm ready.
That's when you stop.
As soon as your body knows you're safe, it's like, later.
Yeah.
We're done. And it just
We're done.
Yep.
Checking out.
Check out.
We're done.
Yeah,
That's funny.
it's awesome though. Just I don't know. I love it. Like as miserable as it sounds, it was just cool to feel your body just shut down.
You're pretty twisted, buddy.
Right?
You're pretty twisted.
2 months, about 2 months after it, I was still pretty sore. I was taking baths every night. I didn't think I was that cold, and I would take baths. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" I was just trying to heat up.
Yeah.
Just still trying to get my core, just my body to be normal.
You're like, I'm shivering.
And I was like, man, I don't know if I'll do it again. Like, I need some time to think about it. And most of the guys I talk about saying the same thing. And about 4 months, around June, maybe a little earlier, May, I was like, I'm ready for the Iron Dog. Like, I can't wait to feel that pain again.
Yeah.
Just that nastiness. Like, what? I paid to do this?
Yeah.
Like, dude, you go to Cabo or Greece or something and just hang out and have some drinks on the beach.
That's the hard thing.
Yeah.
But no, dude, this is just like, I'm ready.
That's
crazy.
nuts.
I admire you for that. That's
Absolutely.
nuts.
Yeah, one more time. One more time. Who's calling me? Dude, we don't need to talk to you. It's spam risk. So, yeah.
A little bit of a topic change, so the viewers are probably curious at this point, maybe.
You people?
What's going on with your hand? Why is your hand in a cast? What happened?
Well, I'm 52 and I haven't learned, but
This old boy in the bar tried to talk back to him.
see the other guy.
You should see
the other guy.
No, I did the hard enduro race up out of in Donner with Keith Curtis and Mason Rutledge.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And they talked me into doing it and picked a line bigger than my talent, fell and broke a wrist. I'll be all right though. Hey, it just adds. I mean, I think I got a list started.
Dude, the
I think
video,
I'm up to 28 injuries.
your stories when you're like, fell on a rock. I think it's broken. Nice line anyways though, guys. Looking at the other boys.
Pretty much. I didn't think it was broken. I was like, I'll probably be fine. And when I went down and to turn around and I was like moving, I was like, it was just a tweak. And I went to pull the handlebars. I was like, no, it's done. It's done. I'm out. See ya.
Did a little numb shoot through it.
Yeah.
Where did you break it?
The scaph. I think it's a scaphoid bone. Yeah, it's
Just one of them
Just one.
didn't snap her all the
no
way.
surgery. She said.
Yeah.
So this next Thursday, I get it off,
Well, good for you.
Oh, nice.
and we'll put a soft cast on it.
Start
Start
training,
melting.
huh?
Excuse me. Yeah. So
So before you broke that, did you get on the bike quite a bit this summer?
I tried as much as I could. Not as much as I'd like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been a weird summer.
Yeah.
It's been one of those summers where it was
Has been.
It's gone by fast though.
fast, and I don't know, time and just the way life's been working out. Just haven't had the time. I've got one buddy that I haven't even, I don't think my normal buddy I ride with, I haven't ridden with him once all summer. It's just been crazy.
Life does a good job at getting in the way.
It really does.
It does.
Yeah. So kind of back to last year, did you get outside of the Iron Dog? Were you in the mountains very much? Did you do mountain riding?
I did some riding, not as much as I wanted, because you got December, January, and then February, so I didn't get as much riding as I wanted to. And then when I got back from the Iron Dog, I think after 2 weeks I went for a ride, and I was this was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Just miserable.
Well, I think we were talking on the phone after that.
Yeah.
Telling me.
Went with Ben Burke, and he was basically just leading me around. I was on my boosted sled. I got stuck 6 miles from the truck, and I was just mad. It was on the trail. I got stuck, and it just, my hands hurt. My body was still sore. It was snowing out. You couldn't see. I was like, I don't want to do this. I just told Ben, I'm out. Let's go home. Just took a while to get back into it, feel it again. You don't want to put that much energy into it, that much effort. So this year, I was talking to some of the other guys, they were like, they're done riding for a month.
Yeah.
It's time to recoup.
Yeah.
But I thought I was cooler than that.
You got to rejoice before you get back at it again.
Yeah.
You
I'll
can't let the summer beat you up so much that you're not ready for the winter.
Yeah.
That was kind of one of my biggest deals. I used to ride dirt bikes too until every summer I always had a bad crash. And then I was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, I was like, you know what? I'm going to ruin my wintertime sports and my flying if I don't get rid of one. I'm doing a lot of dangerous things here.
But it's so good for training.
It is.
You're working your
forearm
hands
strength
so much. And just the helmet, because you don't wear backpacks, on the Iron Dog. So it's just the helmet, the weight of the helmet, and standing up and just moving.
How come you don't wear a small backpack for storage?
There's just nothing to store on it, and it would be miserable, man. Seriously, just the weight, and you don't want that.
Well, I'm just thinking, I don't know, if you didn't have room in your deal and you wanted an extra pair of shirt or underwear or something, because don't you only take
you don't
one or two pairs of underwear and socks or something? Or
you get two. You have to have upper and lower twins, or 2 sets, 2 pairs of extra socks, I think, or 3 pairs of extra socks, rope, tools, fire starters, a laser, a Garmin, first aid CPR card, $1,000 cash on you at least. I say rope, just a first aid kit, other variety of things, and you just make it all fit. Your toiletry bag is basically all you have. I wear the Climb, the Teton wool.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I bring 2 pair, and basically, as gross as it sounds, it doesn't ever stink. So I basically wear those every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just wear them, and I try and use my socks twice. I do bring a lot of socks because I don't like dirty feet. It's just one thing, your feet and your hands.
Yeah.
So I did bring a lot of extra socks. But other than that, when we got to know him, the Chris Carroll's wife washed all my clothes. God bless her heart. And so you have fresh clothes leaving. So, but you usually just don't change them, man. You just wear them.
Yeah.
And the stuff is great. Same with your base layer, your 3.0. I basically wore the same ones the whole 8 days. I know it sounds bad, but it really doesn't stink ever.
Yeah.
whatever works.
Yeah. And I thought people were crazy. Go ahead. Shay, you want to
I was just gonna ask you, is a laser search and rescue?
No, it's a laser to start a fire.
Oh, okay.
The laser, you have to start the fire. You got to have two ways to start a fire. But even that day that we were out there in that blizzard, there's nothing to light a fire.
Light?
Oh, you have to have a sleeping bag. Minus 30, has to be up to minus 30 below. But I was thinking about that. If something were to happen, both sleds out, I don't know. You could light the sled on fire and hope that someone comes to get you if you're that damn cold.
Yeah.
Just light it, but it's going to burn quick, and the wind's blowing so hard. How much heat are you going to get off it?
Right.
I'd start at the track, You can get that rubber to burn
Right.
first. You can get all that rubber to melt.
This year I'll bring a shovel somehow. I want to bring a shovel because I was thinking, but the snow's so hard. I would think if it's blowing that bad, you just put the sleds next to each other.
Get one of them
your
like
sleep
military
bags.
shovels so you can turn it into a hoe, and then you could chop you a
Yeah.
chop
yeah,
block.
Yeah.
Dig.
But yeah, that's just some of the stuff you bring along the way.
Yeah.
You guys got any other questions? We got to wrap it up here in a little bit.
Yeah. I've picked his brain pretty good.
Shay?
Outside of Iron Dog, what's the forecast? What are you most excited for? We already know you're stoked on Iron Dog.
Getting this thing off
Yeah.
and getting on my bike and just single track, nothing hard, just get miles, like do
Reps.
30, 40 mile loops.
Yeah.
And just go as quick, not as quick, but just as
Smooth.
smooth as as I can, just to build it up and get on my mountain bike. I'd like to, man, just since I broke the wrist, I think I gained 10 pounds. So I'd like to drop 15 pounds real quick,
Nice.
get that done. Just get ready. I'm ready to get to Alaska. I'm ready to get my
ready.
sled.
He's ready.
Want everything there. So I know, once your parts are there for your sled and it's in Fairbanks, the Caro family said they'll tear it down for me. And then I'll basically fly up there for a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, leave real late Sunday. So I'll get 5 days, basically 4 3/4 days just to save vacation time and then fly home. And hopefully it's pretty much done by then. Wrap, track, everything.
Yeah.
And then just be able to fly back up 2 days before the Iron Dog and get everything ready.
Yeah.
And then I'll fly back up. I'll fly back up to go train. I'll go up there probably with Chris Olds, and then Austin will probably come down to the Wasilla area. Maybe take a trip to McGrath, and that's I don't know, whatever, 380 miles. And just the thought of going that far and then coming back really does sound miserable, but it's so far, man. On a snowmobile, it's like I'm going through it in my head when I said that. And I'm like, well, maybe we don't want to go that far. Like, maybe we'll just go to Whiskey Bravo and back, or Punta or something. But it costs a lot for those training runs.
I'm
The
sure.
fuel's expensive.
Yeah.
Just all. So I'm happy that the SledSend boys are donating like 20 grand. So that just really means a lot, you guys.
Yeah. Us too.
So
We're
if you
stoked on it.
can, come down to Haydays and buy a few of my shirts
Yeah, I know shit. It would be nice. It would be-
and support these guys to support me that support you guys. Without us, you guys wouldn't be here.
Without us, you guys wouldn't have any more riding. you
Yeah.
know?
You're lucky.
Well, good stuff. Well,
Lucky.
Smasher, as always, I appreciate you. One, jumping on the show, but then two, just to see you again and hang out with you here at Haydays. You're staying at the house with us, and miss you, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Been
thank
good
you
to-
guys.
Been good to hang
appreciate
out with you.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah, it has.
You got a question
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't
for the
think
listeners
so.
and viewers? No.
Oh, yeah, you do. Come on, pull something out of that beard.
If the beard.
I was going to say his hat, but when you got a beard
Yeah,
like
let me
that,
know. Should I cut the beard for
Oh.
Iron Dog, or should I leave it and go with it? I mean, it's become kind of
Oh.
a trademark.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to this podcast, man, as dumb and as corny as it sounds, and you follow me at Smasher14 on Instagram or on Facebook, every message I do try and read when I'm laying there at night and you're so wound up and you're trying to calm down. When I'm going through my phone and I see messages like, dude, you're rocking it, you're killing it, keep it up, keep going, we got you, way to do this, or, send more videos. Like, I feel like I post too much, and everybody that's ever said, even one of my best buddies, Anthony O'Berty, that really doesn't like social media, he's like, post more, man, we want to know more. So stuff like that. So if you're watching and you follow me or don't follow me, man, it means a lot. Like, it's,
Yeah.
it really pushes you along.
Heck
We're
yeah,
going to
it
be
does.
Team 18 too on Facebook. Austin Carroll and Chris Kaltenbacher. Appreciate it.
Oh, team 2. Let's
Good
go.
stuff.
Team 18, man. Team 18.
Team 18. I thought you said team 2.
Well, I'd like to be Team 2, but no.
Team 18.
Team 18.
Team 18.
Team 16 last year, but we're going Team 18.
Hell yeah.
Team 18. Team 18.
Yeah.
Team 18.
You guys better have a sign up there too when I see it.
Looking for the homeless
I want a
bearded
big
fella.
SledSend skull, yeah.
Just lit up.
We'll see what we can do.
I appreciate it, you guys.
Well, cool. Awesome. Again, thank you, Smasher.
Yep.
Appreciate it. And SledSend listeners, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.